Yep, we're back to talk about procrastination. Again. Why? Because I've been a master at it. If anyone's qualified to give you hacks for beating procrastination, it's me. Narcissistic much? But the good news is I finally cracked the code. At least, I think so. Today we're diving into 8 productivity hacks with a little science because you know I'm an Andrew Huberman fan that actually work for procrastinators like me and you and me. Whoa. Let's jump right into it. Let's start with the most obvious one, sleep. I know, not the most exciting hack, but it's essential. You can push through 1 or 2 nights with no sleep, but beyond that, forget it. Unless you're David Goggins 2.0, you're going to burn out, and science backs this up. Your brain just doesn't function well without sleep. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex that you rely on for willpower is also compromised. So aim for 6 to 9 hours most nights, because when you don't, you'll pay for it later. Now, if you're going to get addicted to anything, let it be exercise. Trust me, nothing fuels productivity like moving your body. You'll get a natural dopamine boost. You know that it's not only dopamine, but ketones and myokine that promote BDNF. Plus, when you feel good physically, it's a lot easier to stay focused mentally. I've nothing against supplements, by the way, and some of you might need it. But rely on natural things first before opting for drugs. If you don't want to work out for long, even walking for 10 minutes can promote BDNF, you know, the good soup for the brain. Let's talk about food. I've noticed that when I start my day with heavy carbs like rice or bread, I get sluggish. Instead, I go for low-carb, high-protein meals in the morning. They keep me focused and avoid that afternoon crash. Now, I'm not saying to go full keto, but avoiding carbs early in the day helps me stay sharp. And that's all I have to say about diet before I get into which diet to follow. Multitasking? Forget about it. I used to think it was a superpower, but it's really a productivity killer. Focus on one thing at a time. That's how you get into a flow state. Every time you multitask, you're switching from one library to another, and it takes up mental power. When you single task, you can tap into this flow state way easier. Do the hardest task first when your energy is highest. If you wait until later, you'll just keep avoiding it. Rob Baumeister says that we have a finite level of willpower, and it also works for Adam Grant to tackle the most difficult task first. Here again, you're engaging your anterior mid-cingulate cortex. Time tracking. It's like having an accountability buddy who shows you exactly how much time you waste on activities. It's not only used to see how much you waste, but overall what activities you dedicate your time to. Do this for a week or 2 and you'll be surprised at where your time goes. It's eye-opening, and once you know how much time you're quote-unquote wasting, you can fix it. Once you've built up momentum, don't stop. The more you do, the easier it becomes to keep going. It's like a snowball effect. Start small, but soon you'll be on a roll. That's the crucial part, to start small. Compounding effect is real, yeah. But of course, don't forget to rest. Breaks are just as important for keeping your momentum going. If you're always on a go mode, you will eventually burn out. And finally, the most important hack, find your why. What drives you? What's the reason behind your goals? If you don't have a strong why, none of these hacks will stick. But once you find it, everything falls into place. And this why is highly individual as well. Whatever it works for you. Don't ask me why I do that accent. Like I've mentioned before, I still procrastinate sometimes, but I've come a long way, and I'm here to share these tips that have worked for me. Here's a quick recap. Prioritize sleep. If you don't get sleep, you're basically Exercise for motivation. You will just feel great. You know, you've heard this runner's high. Low carb mornings for focus, because heavy hitting carbs can make you feel sluggish. Single task for deep work. Do the hardest task first, because we have a finite level of willpower according to Rob Baumeister. By the way, Carol Dweck says if you believe that it's not finite, it won't be. But here, see for yourself. Track your time. Track your energy levels. Track everything, man. Keep your momentum going, but of course, also take breaks. And last but not least, find your why. Try these hacks and see what works for you. As I've said, sleep is the most important tool for literally everything. And here's how you get good sleep. This is where you gotta click that. Do it.